Okay. So, right, let's get started. So feet are hip width apart, knees are soft, tummies are on, arms by your sides. Let's tuck the chin a little and take your chin down towards your chest. Let your ear tilt to one shoulder, and then let's stretch from the shoulder all the way down to your fingertips. Turn that palm to the floor, and then gently turn the chin to the armpit. And relax. Okay, we want to take chin to the chest again, and the ear to the other shoulder. We're going to stretch from the opposite shoulder all the way down to your fingertips. Again, we're going to turn that palm to the floor, and then gently turn the chin towards the armpit again. All right, and relax. Okay, we're going to link the fingers. We're going to breathe in, lift the arms up, and they're coming up above the head. We're going to tilt to the side, and then come back up. Let's do a breath in this time, and breathe out as you go to the other side. And come back up. Good, let's drop the arms. All right, we're going to lift the elbows, just keep them below shoulder height. Draw the shoulder blades down and back. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, stretch that arm around. I'm going to turn the palm over, and I'm going to bring the arm back. Good, and again, breathing in. As you're breathing out, stretch that arm around, turn the palm over, and then bring your arm back. Good, and relax. Okay, so a bit of wall. So hands should be shoulder height and shoulder width apart, and you want to just turn the shoulder blades on. Your leg is behind you, one leg's heel straight, knee straight, heel flat, and lean in. Turn those shoulder blade muscles on. Okay, then bend the back knee. Keep the heel down so that you're getting a stretch a little bit lower down into your calf. All right, and then we're going to swap to the other side. So one other foot behind you, heel flat on the floor, leaning in. Keep that back knee straight. Turn those shoulder blade muscles on. And then bend the back knee again. Heel stays flat. All right, and relax. Okay, we're going to stretch the front of the thigh. So foot to the bottom, weight into your heel. You want to feel the stretch in the front of the thigh, and you want to start to get a little bit of glute activation. So bottom muscles working to keep you steady in standing. Okay, swap to the other leg to get your foot up into that position. All right, and always a good idea, you hear me say it over and over again, to get some balance practice. The more we do it, the better chance we have of improving. So you do want to feel that quad stretch though, but think slight bend in the knee and weight into the heels. That's the best way to try and get some glute activation. All right, so we can grab the roller, okay, and we're just going to start with a sumo squat. So legs are wide. Knees are going to go in line with second toes, and we're just going to bring that roller out in front, okay? This one's one that you know well. We've done it quite a bit. We've done a lot of squats over the last couple of weeks just because they're a great exercise. It's also, everybody has enough space to do a squat, okay? So I want to do 20. 10, I'll give you a side view. So my lumbar spine is neutral, okay? My hips are doing the most movement than my knees. So knees are flexing, hips are flexing, all right? Come fully up, that's when you squeeze the bottom. And 20. All right, so we're going to have the right foot in front, the left foot behind. We're going to go into a forward lean position. So we're upright, tilt into forward lean. So bend that front knee a little bit more. So draw the shoulder blades down the back, weight into the heels. We're just going to bring that roller up to head height and then back down. So it's a static position, the back knee straight. All I'm after is your glute on that front leg activating. So belly drawn in, chin tucked, eyes looking to the floor. We're going to do 10 lifts here. And last one, 10. Okay, stepping back. All right, stepping forward with your left leg now. So reasonably big step, okay? And again, back knee's going to be straight. You're going to bend the front knee a little bit more. You're going to push into that left heel so you get your bottom working. Neutral lumbar spine. Again, lifting 10 times, just to about head height. So you can draw the shoulder blades down and back and breathe. Eyes looking to the floor. So you shouldn't need to look at the screen at me. Keep your belly drawn in. So it should be about your glutes. I'm going to do 10. So my counting is always a little bit dodgy. I'm going to do one more. All right, I'm going to call that 10. All right, and then I'm going to step back. All right. Now we're going to do that exercise that I showed you before we started. So we're going to put our roller on our left foot, okay? So my hand is on top of the roller. It's on the front of my foot. So whether you've got shoes on or not, it should sit there. And it will be at an angle, okay? Now your right leg's going to do all the work, okay? I'm going to take my body weight onto my right leg. I've got a slight bend in the knee. I've lifted my foot and I'm bending from the hips now. So what we just did with forward lean, but you're bending from the hips and then you're coming back up, put the foot on the floor. If you need to, hold on to something, okay? But I want you to keep your belly drawn in. I want you to practice just bending at the hips. It's a hip hinge action, all right? Squeeze your bottom to come back. We're going to do 5. One more. 5. Okay, and then come back. All right, now we're going to try and just see how we go doing the drinking bird. So same thing, you're going to stand on your right leg. We're going to put the roller here. So this time the leg's off the floor and you're going to do the same thing with the roller in a different spot. I'm going to do 5. 1, 2, squeeze the bottom to come back up. If this is too hard, put your foot on the floor. 3. So you can be doing this, bending from the hip. 4. Last one. 5. Okay, there should be no back pain. All right, if your back's starting to hurt, means you're changing your lumbar spine position. All right, so now we're going to put the roller on the right foot, the hand on top, okay? I'll give you a front-on shot after I show you how to do it on this side. So we're going to stand on our left leg this time. We lift the foot off the floor, slight bend at this knee, and we're, again, bending from the hip. So we tilt, we go this far, and then we come back up. That's 1. 2. I'm going to turn, give you a front-on view. 3. 4. One more. 5. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go harder. So left leg is doing all the work. Okay, I'm going to put my roller long ways. I'm taking my body weight on my left leg, slight bend in the knee. This leg stretched out behind. We're going to bend from the hip again. All right, just go to there. Come back up. Squeeze the bottom to bring you back up. So nothing in the lumbar spine is working hard. It's all about that leg, the standing leg. All right, we're going to do 5. So that's 4. One more. And that's 5. Well done. Okay, so that's known as a single leg deadlift. All right, let's put your roller up on the wall. Let's get the upper body doing some work. So don't put your roller too high. Remember, it needs to be below shoulder height, and that can be a bit deceiving. So make sure your thumb is up next to your fingers and your hands are wide, up on your toes. So tummy needs to be drawn in. You don't want your belly to sag forward. Set your shoulder blades, tuck your chin. Let's do 12 push-ups. All right, you come close to the roller, push away. Keep your shoulder blades drawn down and back. Good. All right, let's stand your roller upright. Let's do a bit of a pec stretch. So let's hang on to a corner. Let's bend your knees. Let's walk your feet around. Good. How are we feeling? Hope you're going okay. Hope I haven't thrown you too much with those single leg deadlift things. All right, and let's swap it to the other side. Okay, let's bend the knees, walk the feet around. Okay, and relax. All right, let's pick your roller up again. We're going back to those sumo squats. So legs are wide. Okay, knees are going to go in line with second toes. We're going to do another 20. All right, so off we go. Arms are straight. Keep weight down into your heels. Make sure you're coming all the way up. Squeeze the bottom on the way back up. 10. All right, so we're halfway through. Last one. 20. Good. All right, we're going to turn side on again. So once again, right leg in front, left leg behind. Okay, we're going into forward lean, so back knee is straight. You've lifted on that back heel. You're going to bend the front knee, and we're looking for that nice alignment. Okay, and we're just going to do some bicep curls this time. So easy action for the arms. All right, bend your elbows, draw your shoulder blades down and back. Push into that front heel, okay? You don't want your shoulders up near your ears, Pam, okay? You want to feel your bottom working. All right, when you've done 10, you're going to step back. So see if you can step back in one go. Again, check that feet are hip width apart. Big step forward with the left foot this time, okay? Keep the back knee straight, lift on that back heel, bend the front knee, again, bend from your hip. So neutral lumbar spine, weight into your heel. We're going to do 10 bicep curls again. Belly's drawn in, shoulder blades drawn down and back, chin a little tucked. Last one, 10. All right, and then we're going to step back. All right, we're going to try that deadlift thing again. Okay, we're just going to do the one with the roller on the foot. We won't go to the harder option. So I want you to put the roller on your right foot, the hand on the roller. Now, if you're not liking this or you're not getting any benefit or you're not quite getting it, I want you just to do a couple more of those forward leans, okay? So otherwise you're standing on your left leg, you're going to lift the right foot, bending from the hip and tilting, just going to that nice aligned position and then not overbalancing and coming back. We're just going to do 5. Make sure you're breathing. So it's all about glutes. One more. 5. Okay, swap the feet over. So roller onto your left foot now. The hand's putting pressure through that roller onto your foot, which means that you're using your core and your upper body to help you with your glute activation. So we stand on the right leg this time. You can draw your belly in a little. You've got a slight bend in your right knee, weight into your heel, and you tilt. And you try not to fall over. That's it. We're doing 5. You don't have to go very far. For some of you, the simple act of just lifting that other foot and doing single leg balance might be challenging enough. And that's 5. Okay. All right, we're going to do one more set of push-ups. Okay, so come put your roller up on the wall again. Hands are wide, feet are wide. Well, not they're hip width apart. Okay, so set your shoulder blades. Make sure your thumbs are up next to your fingers, and let's do another 12. Make sure you're breathing. All right, and relax. Okay, now that we're at the wall, we're going to let that roller come down. So we're going to put our hip on the roller. So you want to be in the middle, okay? You're going to have your feet hip width apart. You're going to have your roller where your hand goes into your pocket, so right here, okay? Look down, make sure your feet are hip width apart. Your outside foot in particular needs to be underneath your outside hip. Then come back up, have your ear, your shoulder, your hip, your ankle aligned. Sideways squash with that hip into the roller, then lift your inside heel, lift your foot, okay? Once that foot's lifted, you should be feeling your glutes working, okay? If you aren't feeling your glutes work, toes back on the floor, okay? If you are, you're going to hitch that hip and hold it. And you're going to breathe. Now your lumbar spine should be neutral. All you can feel is bottom working really quite hard. So hold it there and breathe. All right, we're going to lower and lift. We're going to try for 10. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep going. 8, 9, one more, 10. All right, and then pop your foot back on the floor. All right, let's turn around to the other side. So, feet are level, okay? Again, think about your alignment. Ear over shoulder, over hip, over ankle. All right, you want to push sideways into that roller, then lift the inside heel, lift the foot. Again, have a think if your bottom's being turned on. We've done lots of bottom stuff already, so it should be. If it isn't, toes are back on the floor. Otherwise, hitch that hip and hold. If your toes are on the floor, you should be able to hitch as well, okay? And then we're going to do 10 lowers and lifts. So lowering it down, lifting it back up. That's 1, 2, 3. This is a fabulous bottom exercise. 4, 5. The outside leg's not working at all. Well, the knee's not changing, so you shouldn't feel that your knee's going up and down. I think that's 8, 9. Your glute's doing all the work, but the leg is just staying stable. And 10. All right, and relax. Oh, that bottom should be on fire. Okay, so let your roller just stand upright, okay? We're going to grab some weights. So we're going to do some squats with the roller on the wall, and then we'll go to the floor. So pick your weights up, come back over to your roller, pop it on the wall, probably lumbar spine area. Okay, now when we use a roller to do our squats, you've got to be really conscious of what's happening around your pelvis. It's really easy to poke your bottom in towards the wall or to lift it out. Okay, so part of using a roller doing your squats is remembering where your back is in space. Now we're going to do 30. So you need to count, because you know my counting's off. So really good quads work. I think that's 10. Make sure your knees track in line with your second toes. Don't rush it. We need 10 to go. So squats are a foundational movement. We use them every day, every time we sit down, stand up. So we need to be good at them. All right, last one, 30. All right, pop your weights down. We'll give your legs a bit of a stretch. Pop my roller there. All right, so foot to the bottom. All right, weight into your heel to keep you a little bit balanced. All right, and swap it over. Okay, and relax. All right, so let's go to the floor. We're going to lay on the roller to begin with. Grab a drink if you need one. Okay, we will use weights laying on top of the roller. Okay, so grab your weights. We are going to do a few sit-ups as well. So have the band that you use for sit-ups, or you can use your hands behind the head. Grab a drink. I'm just going to adjust my screen for you. Okay, and bring you slightly closer. All right, and I'll meet you on the floor in a sec. Okay, so let's lower it down. You might already be on the roller, so have your weights nearby. Okay, I'm just going to bring mine a little bit closer. All right. So make sure that your feet and knees are hip width apart, and you're just going to do some gentle pelvic tilts. Okay. You're finding your neutral. You're making sure that your feet and knees are hip width apart. You want to have just a very slight tuck on the chin. Okay. Now we'll pick the weights up today and do our reaches and squeezes with the weights. Okay. So pick your weights up, put them directly over your shoulders. Okay. And you want to do a reach and a squeeze. Okay. And a reach and a squeeze. So let's do 5. Reach. Squeeze, that's 3, reach, squeeze, that's 4, that's 5. Okay, let's do some single ones. A right reach, a right squeeze, back to the center, a left reach, a left squeeze, back to the center. So I'm going to do 5 each side. So it's not a big movement, but really important. Shoulder blades are generally most people don't realize what a good job that they do, what an important job they have in terms of helping you with neck pain and shoulder issues. All right, so let's turn it into triceps. So we do quite a bit of triceps, but again, triceps are massively important for shoulder strength and for your neck. So we're going to bend the elbows, lower the weights, and then straighten. We're going to do 10. Make sure you're breathing. 8, 9, last one, and 10. All right, bring your weights a little bit lower. We're going to do 10 flies. So both arms together. So coming out and back for 10. So your shoulder blade should be squeezing in around that roller. Six. 8, 9, one more, and 10. Okay, and then bring the weights in. All right, you want them to be at armpit level. Okay, and we're going to just push straight up to the ceiling for 10. So keep those weights over your chest. Last one. Okay, and relax. Okay, pop the weights down beside you. You're going to do a big starfish stretch here, arms out, legs out. Now we're going to do 2 more sets. So keep your chin slightly tucked. Breathe in, breathe out, let everything relax. Okay, so I'm going to bring the arms back. I'm going to bring the legs back. So again, check that your feet and your knees are hip width apart. Again, find your neutral. Okay, and then put the weights in the air. A little bit of activity in your shoulder blade muscles, slight tuck on your chin. Again, another 10. So slowly, you straighten those elbows, bend them. The weights are going to the outside of the forehead. Even, as you'll see, I'm going well behind my head. But I'm keeping my upper arms relatively still. One more. 10. Okay, bring the weights lower so they're over your sternum. Okay, slight bend in the elbows. 10 flies. And you shouldn't be wobbling around on your roller. It should be pretty stable. One more. All right, then we're going to turn it into bench press. So elbows are bent. They're slightly lower than shoulder height, okay, and push to the ceiling. So you should be starting to feel a little bit of fatigue around the shoulders, around the triceps. Okay, so pop your weights down again. Let's do one more big starfish stretch. So put the legs out, put the arms out. So slight tuck on the chin. All right, and you should have a deep breath in and then stretch everything out, let everything relax. All right, bring your arms back, bring your legs back. We're up to the last set. So again, check where the feet and the knees are. We're going to pop the weights in the air. Our back is neutral. Our shoulder blades are a little bit engaged. Your chin is slightly tucked. So last 10 of each of those 3 exercises. Don't rush these last ones. This is where we make the changes in your strength. So if you have the right weight, you should be feeling relatively fatigued as you get to the last few of each of these sets. 10. So triceps, the backs of the upper arms should have been feeling it then. Now we lower the weights, our palms are facing each other. Make sure your wrists are nice and straight. So 10 flies. Again, have a think what your shoulder blades are doing. They should be squeezing against that roller at the furthest point. Really quite squeezed. Make sure that your hands are staying in line with your chest. Last one. All right, and then we bend the elbows. We bring the weights into the armpit area. Again, make sure your back is neutral, okay, and push to the ceiling. So you will start to feel the triceps and the shoulders by the time you get to this last set, hopefully. Last one, 10. All right, pop the weights to one side. We've finished with them, okay? So, again, we'll do one big starfish stretch here. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax. All right, and then let's bring the arms back. Let's bring the legs back. Okay, so our feet and knees hip width apart. We want to find our neutral back position, and you can have your arms on the floor or your elbows on the floor, either. So forearms on the floor is going to give you a bit more support. Elbows on the floor is going to give you a little bit less. So we're just going to do a single knee lift, okay? So right knee coming up over right hip, and then lowering down. Nice and slow. And then left knee coming up over left hip, and then back down. So this is a really, might seem simple exercise, but I use this as a bit of a test for core activation, okay? So if I was in the clinic observing you, I'd be watching what other little things happen around your body, whether you squashed your lower back into the roller, whether you turn on your neck, whether your tummy blows out, and I'd be giving you some feedback to watch out for those things. So you want to maintain your neutral back. I want you to go slowly and make sure your foot comes back in front of your hip, that you don't lose your nice stability on the roller as you swap sides. So the most critical point is as that foot comes down and the other leg comes up. You want to make sure that you're not wobbling. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So it's a very simple exercise, but really quite effective for your deep muscles. We're going to do a couple more each side, and then we'll get a little bit harder. So if you find when we make it harder that you get any back pain or neck pulling, or you can't control your tummy, in other words, it blows out, you come back to this single leg lift exercise. All right, I'm going to do one more on the left. Good. Okay, so we're going to get harder. So forearms on the floor, a little bit more support is always worthwhile. You're going to bring your left knee up. You're going to concentrate on not letting that tummy blow out, and bring the right knee up. One down, the other one down. So I said it the wrong way. Left up, left down, right down. And then right comes up, left comes up, right goes down, left goes down. Good, keep going. So keep that belly drawn in. Don't let it blow out. Good. Keep going. Now, if you're doing okay, you can just go to elbow support. But again, you're not letting your lower back squash into that roller. You're keeping your belly drawn in. You're not turning on the neck. If your back is not happy, go back to the single knee lift. All right, we're going to do a couple more. Keep breathing. Last one. Good, and relax. Okay, let's just stretch out the arms and legs again in that big starfish stretch. So really effective tummy exercise, whether you're just doing a single knee lift or whether you can progress it to the one up, second one up. So both of them are really effective for getting you to work your core muscles, okay? If any of you are on Instagram, you should follow Physio on a Roll on Instagram. I did a big post on it over the weekend of how it's a really good exercise, like I just explained. All right, let's bring the arms back. Let's bring the legs back. All right, so feet and knees are again hip width apart. Okay, we're going to go to one that you know quite well. Again, another good core exercise. Not quite as tricky as the last one. So right hand in the air over right shoulder, left elbow on the floor, and the left knee in the air over the left hip. And off we go. Stretch the arm and leg. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Keep going. Make sure you're breathing. We're going to do 10. Last one. All right, and then swap it over. Okay, so elbow on the floor, left arm in the air, left knee over left hip. So again, keeping that neutral back, you're letting your shoulder roll in its socket, 10 reps. Don't rush it. Last one. 10. All right, let's roll off the roller. So elegantly. All right, and let's just give you a hip flexor stretch before we do anything else. So drag your roller in underneath your bottom. Okay, so it's actually above your coccyx, below your lumbar spine, and bring your right knee in towards your chest and stretch your left leg along the floor. Okay, make sure that you've got that nice stretch at the front of the hip. And have a breath here. Right, and then we'll swap it over. So you can bend up your left knee, lower the right knee back down so the foot's on the floor, then bring the left leg in, use your hands around the back of your thigh, and again, that's a really nice stretch at the front of the hip. Just breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Okay, so let's bend that right knee, put the right foot on the floor, bring the left one down. You're going to bridge, squeeze your bottom, lift the roller out. Okay, and we will, again, we're going to put it in your hands this time, and we're going to put it in the air over your chest. So a bit more tummy exercise, but that's okay. All right, find your neutral back. Okay, make sure that your feet and knees are hip width apart. We're going to put the right knee in the air over the right hip. We're going to do 5 leg extensions, okay? So just 5, nice and simple, and then we're going to get harder. So make sure you're breathing, roller goes behind the head, leg stretches out. And then 5, okay, and then we're going to swap it. Okay, so the roller comes back, put the left knee over the left hip, neutral back, stretch the leg out and come back. 1, 2, let the shoulders roll in their sockets. 1 more. That's 5. Okay, bring the leg back. Okay, a little pause. We're going to go harder. We're going to have both knees in the air over the hips, and we're going to do them we're going to do 4 lots of 5 reps. Okay, now if you find that you get any back pain, I want you to either to go back to the exercise we just did or just put 1 foot back on the floor. Okay, so let's put the roller in the air. Let's bring the right knee up over the right hip. Let's not let the tummy blow out, and bring the left knee up over the left hip. Okay, so keep breathing. Roll it behind the head once, and then come back. So I tend to breathe in as I lower, and I breathe out as I come back. That's 2. Breathing in. 3. 4. 1 more. And 5. Okay, let's put 1 foot down, 2nd foot down. Just pop the roller down for a second. Okay, so we just have a little break. Okay, and then back up. 1 knee up, 2nd knee up. Okay, hold the knees there. Breathing in, breathing out. That's 2. We're going to do 5. One more. Now with control, left leg down, right leg down, roller on your tummy. Okay, so when you bring those knees up, I don't want you to arch your back or squash it into the floor. Just let it be relaxed, okay? It will be close to the floor, but you definitely don't want to be doing any pushing or arching, okay? So we're halfway through. Let's put the roller over your chest again. Concentrate on the belly as you bring your right knee in over your right hip and then the left, okay? So breathe out. It's 1. So we're doing 5. 2. Back is relaxed on the floor. You will feel your tummy working though. 1 more. And then control the legs back down. Do it nice and slowly. Don't just drop them on the floor. Good. So if you're getting any back pain, make it simpler. Keep 1 foot back on the floor. Do the same arm action. We're up to the last one. So roller in the air over your chest. Right leg up. Left leg up. So belly drawn in a little. Lower back is relaxed. Remember the breathing. Last one. Okay, 1 leg down, 2nd leg down. Roll it out of the way. So I'm just going to stand mine up out of the way. You might push it out of the way. And we're just going to bring the knees in towards the chest, and I'm going to do a little rock from side to side. Good job. Okay, so what we're going to do is grab a band now and stretch your legs. Okay, so actually, yeah, we're going to grab the band. We did a lot of glute stuff in standing, so I'm not too worried that we haven't done any bridging or anything today. Okay, we did heaps of glute stuff in standing actually. So I want you to pull on the ends of the band till your elbows rest on the floor, and then stretch that other leg out. So relax your neck and shoulders. Make sure your elbows are resting on the floor. Slight bend in your knee, and just hold that stretch. All right, you're going to add in the foot movement. So point the toe to the ceiling, then back towards your forehead, and just keep going gently back and forth. All right, let's swap both ends of the band over into your left hand. We're going to lower your leg down, straighten your knees. We lower and then bring it across. You want to actually make sure that you're getting that big stretch on the outside of the hip. So often you need to stretch that hip away. So think about stretching it towards the foot that's stretched out on the floor. We're going to bend the knee in so it becomes a bottom stretch, and that should feel quite nice. Okay, and then we're going to straighten the leg. We're going to swap the band back into your right hand, right elbow on the floor. Swing the leg out to the side. Big inner thigh stretch, and that should feel nice too. Make sure you're letting your leg relax into the band. So the band, being highly resistive, holds the weight of your leg, as well as your elbow on the floor helping to hold the weight of your leg. All right, let's bring the leg back up. Let's swap onto the other foot. So band around the ball of the left foot now, pulling on the ends of the band till your elbows are on the floor, slight bend in the neck, neck and shoulders relaxed, okay? And think about your breathing for a moment. Make sure you're breathing down into your diaphragm. We've done most of the hard exercises. All right, let's point the toe to the ceiling and then back to the forehead, just going gently back and forth. All right, once again, keep that band on the foot. Let's swap the ends over into your right hand now. So right elbow on the floor. As you lower that leg down, you straighten the knee and you bring it across. Elbow needs to stay on the floor. It's holding the weight of your leg. Let your leg relax there so that the band and the resistance on the band holds your leg there. So you want to get that big stretch on the outside of the hip. All right, bend the knee, draw the foot in. So you're going to get a bottom stretch. And that should feel nice. All right, and then we're going to straighten the leg. We're going to put the band back into the left hand and the leg swing out to that left hand side in the thigh stretch. Again, try and let your leg relax in the band. All right, let's bring the leg back. Let's take the band off. We're going to roll onto our side into a windmill stretch. So knees up in front of your hips. Your ankles should line up with your knees as well. You might have a pillow there underneath your head. I just don't have a pillow, but you want to have nice head alignment there. I want you to slide your top hand over the bottom and bring the arm up and over. Really nice stretch. Really important for thoracic mobility, for necks, for shoulders. All right, with this last one, we want to hold that outstretched position. We're going to breathe in, breathe out, just stretch that a little bit further. All right, let's bring the arm back and let's go over onto the other side. Okay, so again, you want to have knees bent up directly in front of your hips. Ankles should line up with your knees as well. You want to slide that top hand up and over. And the shoulder blade, if you're getting your arm close to your hand on the floor, think about that shoulder blade trying to get close to the floor as well. That will give you that nice rotation. Don't push into any pain. So if your shoulder's not comfortable, you can turn it into what we call a bow and arrow, which means you bend, you keep the elbow close, and you do this type of range. Okay, the hand should go in line with your shoulder. You don't want it to go above the head. All right, with the next one, we're going to get to that outstretched position. You're going to breathe in, breathe out, go a little bit further. All right, let's bring the arms back. We're going to finish with, we're going to do a push-up, okay? So we're going to be in 4-point kneeling. We're going to stretch our hands out, okay? And we're going to just tuck our tail under, our bottom under, so we've got nice alignment, okay? Your hands will be wider than shoulder width, but they should be underneath your shoulders. In this position, don't let your head drop. So you don't want your head down here. You want length in your neck, your chin tucked. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. Lower yourself to the floor and push away. So we want to do 10. It is hard. If you don't do a very big range, if you're only going here, that's fine. Just try and keep the belly drawn in, keep the shoulder blades on. If you can go lower to the floor, awesome. We're going to do 10. Make sure you're breathing out as you push back up. I'm going to do one more. 10. All right, frog stretch, everybody. So knees apart, feet together. Take your bottom back to your heels. Let your head rest on the floor. And you should be getting that nice stretch through your surface back muscles. They were doing a lot of work in that push-up. All right. Okay, and we're just going to go on to tummies just to do 10 passive extensions to finish off with. So remember, passive extensions, you want to keep your hips glued to the floor. Your arms are where they're comfortable. you're going to just use your upper body to push you up into lumbar extension. So we're going to do 10. 2. They're first aid for a sore back, also known as McKenzie exercises. 99% of people find that this is really good for their back, and I encourage everybody to be doing 10 of these a day as a way to maintain your lower back's health. There's only a small percentage of the population that don't like these, and that's people with a spondylolisthesis. So if you've got one of those, you should be over on your back with your knees in towards your chest, doing a little rock from side to side. I'm going to do one more. All right, and then let's come all the way up. Let's turn. So we're in kneeling. Okay, and we're going to bring your right leg out in front. Okay, we're going to tighten the tummy, tuck the bottom under, so we've got that big hip flexor stretch on the kneeling leg. We're going to cross the elbows over on top of one another and grab hold of your hands if you can. If you can't, that's okay. So I've got elbows on top of each other. I'm keeping my shoulders blades down. I'm lifting my elbows just a fraction. It's giving me a nice stretch through my thoracic spine around my shoulder blades. Okay, I unwrap my arms, bring them back. It doesn't help that I'm wearing a black top, so I'm sorry about that. So let's tighten the tummy, tuck the bottom. Okay, I'm going to cross my other elbow on top. Grab hold of my hand. So if you can't reach your hands, I actually need to do the other side. That's fine. Just go close. All right, keep your shoulders down, lift your elbows a fraction. Squeeze your bottom. It will give you a bit more of a stretch at the front of the hip. All right, and then relax. Okay, let's come up into standing. Just going to adjust my screen. All right, so feet are hip width apart, knees are soft. Let's breathe in, bring your arms up, and breathe out. Good, and again, breathe in, bring those arms up, and breathe out. Okay, let's do some big shoulder rolls, everybody, and let's go back the other way. And we're finished. Well done. Thanks for joining in today. Stay warm in this cool weather. We are in winter, I guess, but it is quite chilly. Okay, and stay well, and I'll see you next week. Okay, thanks for joining. Bye-bye.